Hello, ladies and gentlemen, this is Eddie Marcus again, coming to you with another nugget. Let's deal with this situation. Money. Why is it that we never really dealt with money as it should be dealt with? It seems like money is connected to almost every problem that exists on earth. It definitely has a lot to do with lying, cheating, stealing, kidding, terror, racism, bigotry, war, prejudice, you name it. Always has something to do with breaking up with marriages. People swear they love you forever. No money will ever become a problem. No sickness will become a problem. As soon as money becomes a problem, it's time to go. Well, anyway, how come we never thought about dealing with money? How often have you heard it say, well, we need to raise some money for cancer research. We need to raise some money for MS. We need to raise some money for heart attacks. We need to raise some money for the children's hospital. We need to donate for saving the dogs. We need to donate to feed the hungry Russian people who are Christians. We need to donate money to help the soldiers who have lost their legs and probably lost their lives and their family need help for being patriots. So we need to raise some money to help them out. A GoFundMe page because I can't afford this or that. Why hasn't money been dealt with? I mean, seriously, why haven't somebody just come and said, wait a minute now, this is a thing with money. Let's see if we can figure it out. People say money is the root of all evil. Then other folks say it's not the money, it's the people who use it for wrong. Well, let me ask you something, ladies and gentlemen, to think about this thing. What do you do with money? When you buy stuff. And people who don't have access to money, well, people who got access to money would do anything to get more money. People who don't have access to money would do stuff to try to get access to money. For instance, you talk about gangs. What do you think the gangs are about? You talk about the mob. What do you think the mob is about? You talk about bank robberies. What do you think that's about? Stealing. What do you think that's about? It's all about assets. It's all about having wherewithal. And if all of this crime and all of this violence got to come about in the pursuit of money, just so you can buy stuff, then if money is keeping you from buying stuff, then let's get money out of the way. Then somebody might say, well, if you got money, that tells you who's entitled to buy something. The man who got the money is entitled. Okay, so we got money and then we got entitlement out of the way. I mean, we don't have entitlement out of the way, it's in the way. So how do we get rid of entitlement? Well, the way to rid the society of entitlement according to this money problem is to address it the most humble way, the most realistic way you can possibly do it. And that is, who will benefit? Everybody will benefit. So everybody put their hand to the plow. You have been blessed with the gift. The system has already been set up. Systems have been set up that deal with basically every avenue of life that is important to we the people. And we got a whole bunch of them that's not even important. They just out there to make money. But for the most part, whatever is important for the survival of humankind, those institutions have already been set up. So there's no change in there. The only thing that has to be done is to increase the labor supply, increase the careers. And when you got millions and millions of people that's not working, you throw millions of people into the job market doing stuff that they love doing, educating them, those that need additional education, preparing them to be the best they can be. Then you got people, everybody's benefiting from it, but they are giving what they have to the process. And it's sufficient enough to create an overabundance of goods and services that we the people have determined are important in our lives. And everybody participating in it makes everybody part owner. And what you own, you don't buy. What you own, you don't have to hoard. You can access it when you need it, want it, or desire it. This is basic, simple life. Simple sense. Don't take a genius to do this. Kids do it every day when they're playing in the park. They just playing with make-believe stuff. Adults play with the real thing. Our problem, ladies and gentlemen, is that since the beginning of time, since we've had this privilege, you've had people like Donald Trump and Putin. They have been what you call kings and pharaohs and Caesars. They started that stuff a long time ago talking about they are descendants of God. All kinds of junk. And the people, you know how it is. You find somebody talk loud. That's why you talk about your alpha male. Because they talk loud. Act like they know something. They really don't. And the smartest man in the bunch is back there being quiet. Anyway, so this thing about money. All of these people walking around here in the society don't have a job because the system is set up to keep you in the position that you're in. Now, when I start talking about, let me just use an example, dental care. We know health care, but let's talk about dental care. Everybody says, well, we don't want socialized dental care. I don't know what that means, socialized dental care. All I know is dental care is a gift from God for anybody that needs it. Now, since we got a new way of doing business as far as the workers go, you're going to have more people getting into dentistry because they love it. And all of these little pop shops of dentistry that you got in every mall, every little city block, you got dentists trying to make their bucks. Those dentists will not continue to operate like they do. Now they will become available to whoever needs a dentist. So any dentist, wherever you are, they are open to public use. And they all are doing it for the same reason. Access to the resources that they need, want, or desire. And they will have carte blanche. Something like a credit card, but this is not a credit card, this is a use me card. And it has no limit on it. Now you don't have to cry about we can't do research because we don't have money. Oh, baby, we can do all the research in the world. Let's call as long as we got people to work in shifts. You work your shift, get out of the way. Somebody will work their shift, get out of the way. You go to Paris and somewhere. Another shift come in this particular profession and another profession, the same operation. It's just continuously going by people who love doing it. And it's not all about playing baseball or basketball or football or dancing or singing, even though these things are, they are multiplied because people out there got good gifts. But they're not the only thing. You got ditch diggers out there just as happy about digging a ditch as you are singing. You got an engineer just as thrilled about making sure that he got some in that blueprint and that represents his particular uniqueness. You know, the schematic is here. You can tell his handprint is on it. Well, see this, and what does it get? Let's use another example. This guy, Apple guy, Steve Jobs. They say he was a genius. Look at all the stuff he can do with that telephone. Now, in the system that you live in, you would say, well, since he came up with that, don't you think he should have millions of, well, he's dead now, but his estate should have millions and millions and millions of dollars? No, it shouldn't have millions and millions of dollars. Why? Because it is that kind of stuff that starts the lying, the cheating, the stealing, and the killing. He should have the recognition. Just like Abraham Lincoln had the recognition. Just like Martin Luther King had the recognition. Like Jesus Christ had the recognition. People have recognition. George Washington Carver had the recognition. It wasn't about money. It was about doing something. That gave you the recognition. And now that you got the recognition, the whole nation can benefit from it. And now the system has changed. The whole world can benefit from what you were used to introduce. You were used to introduce it. All the people that worked in it were used to manifest it for society. No Donald Trump's up there talking about go in the arena and let the best man win. Everybody got to eat, but let the best man win. Everybody got to have a place to stay, but let the best man win. Everybody got to continue to have a job, but let the best man win. And so if you're really that good and you take everything from everybody else is a loser, and you win, that's like in the beginning, when somebody come over, let me just say it bluntly so you can hear what I'm talking about. That's just like the natives got this land. You come over, you know who you are, and you start wiping people out, killing people, driving. What's that all about? Where in the hell did you get that kind of operation from? But you did it. All of that stuff is evil. And it is the foundation for the society in which we live. Young people, why do you think I'm constantly coming to you, telling you the stuff that you don't hear this in school? When they tell you about how the West was won, they glorify it, make you feel good. They don't tell you about the pain and suffering that it was caused. Not only that, they don't tell you one thing and one iota of information about how it could have been resolved so the natives and the whites and the blacks and everybody else could have lived together and built heaven on earth right there in those moments in time. They don't. You ever heard that from anybody? I haven't. I heard something about 1984. That was a story about how we, the United States and other countries, have become and are sinking on lower. That was 1984. They had another movie, I thought it called The Brave New World. The Brave New World. I mean, you were taking pills to eat, taking pills to have your babies, well, do something to take your baby stuff out of you and put it in some other place, and your baby grow outside of your body. I mean, that was doing it. But even in that, you found people was dissatisfied. They said, I don't want to live like this. I want to live in the country where I have to hustle. Ain't nothing wrong with that. If you want to hustle, you can hustle. But the whole world don't have to hustle because you want to hustle. Hustle. It's like living in a cage. It's okay. It's like living in a tent. It's okay if that's what you want. But don't be forced to live in a cage because there's nothing else available. Don't be forced to live in a tent because there's nothing else available. Everything is open to you. Look, I'm almost 15 minutes. Let me say this. The answer to our problems is God. And God is not like you have been told. That you've been told to hate God. God don't like nothing. God beats you side the head. You can't dance. You can't party. You have to just sing holy, holy, holy. You have to drink milk, walk around eating honey, and just walk around. That's the dumbest piece of junk I ever heard in my life. Life is life, ladies and gentlemen. Life is fun. Life is joy. Life is celebration. Life is responsibility. Life is living. And I'm telling you, it's grandiose living. And ain't no money in it. All the resources have been given by God. Whether it's tangible or intangible. Whether it's stacked there or stacked here. It's all set up to meet all of our needs, and it's beautiful. If you listen to God, He's not a Republican, not a Democrat, not a man, not a woman. It's a spirit, and it is love. Caring about yourself and caring about everybody else as if they were you, and you're protecting them as if you're protecting yourself, one another. Now, I'm tired of this money stuff. Can you imagine a man running for president of the United States, got it all set up right here and right here, got the answers and the solutions to all of the basic problems that we have in our society, while the society is stuck up on money, and he isn't, and you find him walking down the road, going to the store or something because he doesn't have a ride. You know, a lot of people ain't got rides. Going to the dollar store because he can't afford to go to other stores. And then coming back with the dollar store bag hanging, and everybody driving by saying, "Who? That's the president walking in the dollar store." Because what? Because you are captive to a system that says it's okay. Laugh at him. Look at him. See how much money you make? You somebody. He ain't nobody. Don't nobody want him. Don't nobody want her. They ain't nobody. Why? Because they ain't got no money. Don't you think we should do something about that money? Get money out of the way, and everybody is somebody. Well, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. It's time to close it down. Until next time, goodbye.